Hi, I'm Jim Dempsey, and I created this YouTube channel, Development Effectiveness Strategies, in hopes that these videos would help as you better lead your nonprofit organization and that you would learn from my successes and my mistakes. Please hit the subscribe button to begin following regularly. Today we're going to talk about the 6 successful ways to raise money and how they, if incorporated properly, can bring more money to your organization. Every nonprofit leader seeks to crack the nut on how best to expose potential partners and current partners to opportunities for involvement. Now there's 6 ways that have for decades proven successful. They're in order of least effective to most effective. The first is mail. Writing letters has been around for centuries. Simply putting thoughts down on paper and mailing them to a current or potential partner has been used to effectively communicate opportunities for involvement. It's been said that one of the first recorded direct appeal letters was written by the Apostle Paul in the Bible, 2 Corinthians chapters 8 and 9, and best outlined in chapter 8, verse 3. Paul's writing to the early church in Corinth, asking them to model their giving after that of the Macedonian church, who gave sacrificially, not according to their ability, but beyond their ability, to fund the young body of believers. It's a powerful letter designed not to guilt the Corinthians into giving, but to model what he called giving hilariously, without reservation. George Mueller, evangelist and director of the Ashley Down Orphanage in Bristol, England during the latter part of the 1800s, was known to have handwritten over 2,000 letters to potential partners, highlighting all that happened throughout the orphanage. Those letters were extremely successful in obtaining the funds needed to keep the orphanage open. Today, our letters can be handwritten to an individual, typed or printed and distributed in mass quantities, often called direct mail, referring to the direct attention given to a targeted audience. A typical direct appeal is 1 to 3 pages in length, depending on how detailed the leader needs to get in explaining a changed life story and an opportunity for involvement. Direct mail letters yield about 2 to 3% response rate. Production cost and postage for these letters is generally very high, often too high for some organizations. Nonetheless, direct mail letters are still an effective way to reach a large number of potential and current partners. But it's not the effectiveness that makes this a popular option. It's the fact that they are the least threatening way to challenge a partner. An appeal can go out for the most part without anyone's feelings being hurt. Many leaders lean on this method rather than the more effective methods because it is the easiest to produce and is non-confrontational. But there are much more effective methods. Electronic communication is the second approach and has become extremely popular. Technology is more sophisticated and email marketing amazingly creative, employing many of the same techniques as those used in direct mail, but with more pizzazz and style. Electronic marketing can include photos to invoke emotion and change life stories to move partners to action. Unfortunately, increased improvements in technology has not always brought increased warmth with regard to relationship with partners. What we gained in high tech, we may have lost in high touch. Electronic communication yields anywhere from an 8 to 10% response rate. The third method is telephone video call. This method of communication adds a much greater level of connection and a personal touch, being able to talk to someone on the phone and thank them for a gift, explain how a gift was used, or even introduce the organization or strategy to a partner. And of course, an opportunity increases the success rate with a phone and video call. The response rate for an appeal made during a phone call increases to 25 to 30%. The fourth method is group meetings, either small or large, either live or in person. Small group dinner parties in homes or at a venue such as a country club have proven extremely effective in sharing success opportunities and ways to be involved. Large gatherings such as vision dinners with 65 or more guests have also proven successful for many nonprofit organizations. Gifts or commitments can be 75% or more of those in attendance if done correctly. Modern technology in a recent pandemic has shown us that we can also reach small or large groups of people through digital events. A shortened program of 30 minutes or less has proven effective. The response rate is much less than a live event, but still achieves success. The fifth method is face-to-face, and that is the least expensive and by far the most effective of all single methods. The only real expense is time, unless the decision is made to meet over a meal, but a mealtime is not always the most conducive to making the best presentation because you're battling interruptions from servers and navigating in between plates on the table. Face-to-face appointments have proven to be over 50% effective and oftentimes much more. So why aren't leaders doing face-to-face appointments? In a word, fear. Fear that the partner won't meet with them. Fear that the presentation won't be professional enough. And mostly fear that the person will say no. It's amazing how the self-worth of many nonprofit leaders are determined by how others perceive them. Studies show that a no is almost never about the person making the presentation or the presentation itself, but about the imperfect match between the organization and the potential partner. Wrong cause, wrong strategy, wrong timing. And a no doesn't always need to be a no to this opportunity or a dollar amount. They might actually be able to give less if asked, but a no might just be no, not at this time. Unfortunately, a negative vibe can turn off a nonprofit leader and mess up an opportunity for them to ask for a better amount. When's a better time to ask again? The sixth method is a combination of all of the above. A letter or email can jump from a 2% response to a 30% response when coupled with a call. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, were you able to read the letter or the email I sent this week? How will you be able to help with the opportunity? Or a small email before or after a gathering might actually increase your percentage. These are the 6 ways to raise money for your nonprofit organization. I hope you found this video helpful and you'll join me for our next video on the Development Effectiveness Strategies channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you wish to watch future videos on this channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button to get in on the inside track to future videos, and be sure to click the bell to be notified immediately of the next release. And post a comment below if there were things that you especially liked. I wish you the best as you strive to increase your income and reach the goal of becoming fully funded. Thank you.